Hello YouTube, this is take 2 or 3 of the video. First take, I was trying to go through my DMs with a certain member, which I won't talk about. Anyway, today's topic is going to be about uh, transition and being a part of the LGBTQI community online. So I have a Discord server which has been targeted by a lot of people that just don't like transgenders in general. Don't know why they don't like them, but they're mostly from a club called Prideful, and they're not friendly. By the way, this is my old girlfriend's server spawn that I made for her. I'm reusing it because I don't think it's really that interested in a Minecraft. Anyway, enough talking about that. I actually wanted to do something on high pixel on the background, but that doesn't work. Anyway, this is very unscripted as well. I'm not used to this kind of content, so please note that I'm pretty fucking nervous putting my voice out on the internet after what happened to my server, after the amount of hate that I got in real life as well. Some people just don't understand that I'm not a he, I'm a she. It's very hard for them to understand that anyway. But some people even laugh at me and point at me, which is something I like. But I look too manly to that. But then you have others that are actually supportive, even some that say you always look girly, which makes my day. Now, the first thing you guys might probably ask is, how do you find out you're transgender? Maybe you guys are like me, like I used to be, like questioning your gender. So, first of all, it's not something you become, it's something you find out. So, basically, the first step is suspecting it. Like, if you suspect having any kind of tendencies towards other genders, you should ask yourself one burning question. While imagining yourself being the other gender, imagine yourself as a girl and saying to yourself, hello, I am a girl. And imagine yourself as a boy and say, hello, I'm a boy. Do you like, and like imagine you are greeting somebody and try to figure out what pronouns would you use. What happened to me was I basically was imagining myself as a man, which took a lot of energy. And then when I imagined myself as a female, immediately I noticed how easy it was and how natural it was. If I always was. And basically before that I thought I was gender fluid, which means that it's basically just fluctuate. But when I was there in the mirror looking at myself, I was like, ah, definitely I'm not gender fluid at all. And before that, I also thought I was transgender when I was working on my other work, which I have been fired from, where another transgender was working, and I asked her, "Am I transgender?" And she ignorantly told me I was not, which was a mistake later on. But I can understand that somebody who looks like a man walking up to you is kind of difficult to figure that out, and maybe I shouldn't be asking people that. But back then I did. So yeah, it's kind of hard. In the beginning, you need to accept yourself, which is the hardest part. To be honest, acceptance of yourself is very hard. It takes a lot of knowledge about yourself to figure out if you're transgender in the first place, let alone facing your clothing, which is also something very nerve-wracking. Like for the first time, you're gonna think like people are probably gonna point and laugh. Well, most of the time this doesn't happen. It does happen sometimes, and you just have to think like, well, they're idiots. Ignore them. Which I had to do anyway all my life. So, well, you can't avoid the idiots. Basically, what you need to do is be who you want to be and look who you want to be. And maybe you don't want to be a girl or a boy. Maybe you want to be a non-binary, gender fluid, something in between. Maybe you're born with intersex and you want to choose a gender. Maybe you don't want to choose a gender and want to stay intersex. Maybe you want to choose no gender. It's all up to you. Be who you want to be. That's what. Anyway, enough Anvil's place here. Yeah, it looks like it. But I shouldn't be custom. That's so far to bleep it out anyway. Anyway, what I want to say is be yourself. That's the most important thing. And how you figure it out is probably personal as well. Not everyone is gonna figure it out. And no, I'm not doing our HRT yet. Because another issue, except accepting yourself and getting acceptance from other people, is the fact that the waiting lists are big in my country. I live in the Netherlands, which has a 2 year waiting list. I've been on the waiting list for I think 1 or 2 years now. So maybe anyone that can be called up to the need a psychiatrist, which is another issue I find. I do not trust the psychic system here because I've been abused by the laws, and I do have to go to a psychiatrist, and I'm pretty much scared that they're gonna say like, "You're probably delusional. Let's take some meds instead of you being RT." Which probably won't happen, but I mean, it's some of my scary things. But also the thoughts that are going through your mind, they are like, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I doing the right thing? But you have to listen to your heart. And if your heart says stop, don't go further with this, then don't. But if you keep yearning and you feel that you feel better as whatever you're trying to be, then it's probably not trying, it's probably being that gender. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to figure it out anyway. So the first period is doubt and some relief when you get clothing differently and stuff. After that, it gets you get used to wearing the female clothing, and to me, the clothing was not an issue anyway because after I started cross dressing, I still wear sometimes normal clothing because well, I don't want to be a girly girl. I want to be myself, even though I'm still girl. So another big part, which I thought part of this, is changing my calling name from my male name, which I won't say here, to Daisy. The reason I chose this name was, well, to be honest, I've been a part from a transgender community on Discord, called Trans Community Center, I think. Uh, anyway, I asked them what kind of name I wanted, and they came up with a bunch of names, and I chose one with my mother, and Daisy was the one I chose. And they liked, and I stuck to it because I liked it. And I'm actually pretty happy. Another big thing that you can do is makeup. You don't have to use makeup, but if you want to be more girly, you can use makeup. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions to real girls, have opinions of people, but don't be influenced. If they say, "Oh, you're a man," blah, 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 just look the other way and turn the other way. Because they're probably just trying to convince you that you're delusional. It's also the other way around. Like some people, some females are born male and some males are born female. So that means that if you identify as a he and you are a she, look, don't get discouraged anymore. You do not have to be the other gender. Or, I mean, you don't have to be the other gender, you also don't have to be your own gender. You don't have to be the gender that you're born with. It's 2021. You can be whoever you. Do you want to be a ghost from Area 51 that escaped an alien house? Be that. You are who you are. Don't let anybody be that else. There's literally somebody who turned himself into a, or itself, into a genderless alien. There are people with neo pronouns who don't want to be called he, she, or it. They actually have their own way of saying their pronouns. And my way is this world is pretty respecting, at least at this part of the world where I live. And outside, I don't see many problems, except in the psychiatric world where people already have a lot of problems, and this reflects them on people, which is an issue. Also, getting harassed is an issue there because you cannot like sue them because they're all mentally ill. And I want to escape the drug institute. I mean, yeah, this place is not good. Like, they basically, if I don't do what they tell me to do, they're gonna force me. I mean, for example, one time I had my headphones on max volume because, well, I was annoyed at them. I was like, maybe if I ignore the world around me, I can cool down and talk to them. But basically, they called 20 men and pushed me down to the floor and started bleeding. It's not a nice story. I won't show any pictures. I won't go into details about it, but this is not the way you treat anybody, except especially a woman. Because even in my captain, which uh, dress I wear often, an African based dress that's very feminine, but also reminds people of Muslims somehow. Now, I'm not a Muslim, uh, nothing against Muslims either, but yeah, it's pretty hard to be who you want to be if you're still locked up in an institute and don't even have any freedom. I never had any freedom, to be honest, since the age of, well, forever. I've been locked up in institute since the age of 6. This is not the way to go. I definitely need some help. But, hey, I'm not getting any help because all the institutes are shit here. But let's not talk about that. Uh, right now it's about pride and stuff. So yeah, institutes are not really equipped to even handle LGBTQI people, and they had a big struggle and they were scratching their head where the fuck to go. They decided to call a specialist organization for this, which is uh, accepting their request and is looking into my profile and stuff. They will call a psychiatrist or something that will is equipped with handling LGBTQI people. And after that, I will probably go for the HRT. I will not do surgery because, well, I want to have kids with my girlfriends, which I have well, technically a lesbian sexual relationship in. And no, she doesn't mind. Pretty chill with. I won't show any DMs because I respect her privacy. She person that I ever met. To be honest, I was big friends with her before we got into a relationship, which is also important. Like some other relationship advice that I have, I dated both women and men, and going in too quickly is not good, and better to wait. Also, don't date underage. This also a tip. Like, even if the other party is also under him, is also a minor, two minor dating is not. Anyway, enough talking about controversial topics. I also own two pet rats, which I made a video about earlier. Uh, One of them is called Chi, which is basically a character from the game Soul Worker. Excuse me while I burp a little bit. Which I actually will show now. Let's just play some Soul Worker. Yeah, let me Steam. So we need to wait for Steam to load. Just put, do you guys keep me in my DM? I can basically show you the main character where one of the main characters is Chi Ariel, and I caught my rat after the character because I like the character and also because the name Terra. Because I had two rats named Terra. One was sick and had to be taken away, and one died. So I was like, well, Terra's a bad name. Let's just try Chi. And basically, the back. Let's show a good one. This is Chi. Normally just has the hoodie, which I turned off on this thing. Basically, Chi is a reincarnated cat. Now it's a bit weird, yes, but it's something. Uh, while I'm gonna play some Soul Wiper on the background. Yeah, let's actually make another video because this video is getting weird. Anyway, see you guys in the next video, which will be about Soul Wiper. Take care. I will also put commentary in there.